It's NBA action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams for what should be a terrific matchup here tonight. We're at Pepsi Center in downtown Denver. Tonight, it's the Denver Nuggets taking on the Memphis Grizzlies. Won by Memphis. Coming off a disappointing year, Jay, just 22 wins for Memphis. What has to happen for them to make the jump into relevance again?
Well, they're clearing cap space, which is good for the future of the franchise. Number two, they're starting to get healthy when you get a guy like Mike Conley back. And number three, you have young prospects who are actually solid draft picks when you think about Jaren Jackson and Javon Carter trying to rebuild, once again, the new grind city.
With the fadeaway, burns him for the basket.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
Memphis, they've got it. Give him 2 points. High percentage.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Nick Young lets it fly from beyond the arc, and he buries it. Jay, the system produces once again.
I hope everyone here knows the golden rule. Guys, remember, sharing is caring.
Here comes the screen. Conley to Gasol. Knocked loose. Picked up by the Nuggets.
Now push it. Let's attack in transition so we can build this lead.
Jay, Nikola Jokic, he's never made the playoffs, but upon further review, he is a special center.
Got that 5-year extension for $146 million, and I'm willing to say this, he will be one of the future centers in the game. And for all the fans at home, let me give you my top 5 centers real quick. I'll go with Joel Embiid, number 1, 2, DeMarcus Cousins, 3, Cat, Jokic at 4, and then round... Oh, he sent that one to the 3rd row.
He was locked in. That was impressive. To Nick Young. To Jokic. And count the basket.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Anderson to Conley. They work it down to Gasol. Marc Gasol, 2 for 3 now here in the first.
For Gasol, it all started with his weight. When he first came into the league, he weighed close to 300 pounds. He's lost around 45 to 50 pounds to the age he is right now. And also, he's really carried on the trend of the game, shooting threes. His first 8 seasons only shot 66 threes. From 2016 to 2018, shot a combined 588 threes. Knocking down that 3 has been the difference in his game.
To Conley. Nothing going here on that drive. Goes to the left side. Anderson to Conley. The drive right to the basket. Mike Conley, 2 for 2. That's what you want.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Young. Curling inside to Nick Young. Shot clock to 4 for the Nuggets. Jamal Murray. Yes, when this guy's open, look out. Nearly automatic.
That's what happens when you don't force shots. They were patient, they used almost the entire shot clock, and at the end, they got a wide open look.
Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor.
Substitutions. Memphis.
Conley.
Remaining in the first quarter.
Oh, too much contact. Free throws on the way.
I say this a lot, and it's only because coaches harp on it all the time. Read the scouting report. Know who you can and should send to the line. This is a case of knowing a shooter probably had a better chance of hitting a jumper than he does of hitting the free throws.
No good on the second. It's a 1-of-2 trip. Nuggets have the possession. Has a look. Add 2 points to the board.
Jamal Murray, I gotta give credit to him. I didn't know if I saw this on draft night, but he's made a ton of strides here in his second season, averaging nearly 17 points a game. This kid has that mental moxie.
And look out. He took it out on the rim that time.
Oh, there's no better feeling than after throwing that one down, hanging on the rim a little bit, looking at your opponent beneath you, making him recognize that's where you'll be the entire ball game.
Conley into the front court. They're down 3. Mike Conley, 3 for 3. That's a perfect start.
The pass was really good, but what I love most about the play, Ed, was that every player that ran in transition had active hands, which means they were active targets. They provided a target for the player to deliver the pass. That's how you work together as teammates.
Whistled for the foul. Chance coming up at the free throw line.
It's still early, so no real impact on that call. But you know that they're going to call this one tight, so you might want to keep your hands out of his pocket.
Misses the first. So he goes 1 for 2 from the line after hitting on the second. From the painted area, won't go down. Late heave to beat the buzzer. The first quarter's complete. The Nuggets in front. One quarter in the books, and Jay, naturally, both coaches wanted to get more stops. But boy, was that fun to watch.
The pace of this game has been prolific. As a fan, I love to watch. As a coach, I would be pulling my hair out. These players would drive me crazy. I need to see some defense, please.
I don't want to ask this question. What hair?
Why would you ask it then if you don't want to ask?
Just going there.
Okay. Well, you went there.
Nice follow-up on the dunk there.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
Conley into the front court. Down 4. Jay, Marc Gasol, Mike Conley, they're proven commodities. But what about the rest of this Memphis roster?
Well, Ed, that's been one of the criticisms of the Grizzlies is that when a guy like Mike Conley goes down, who can fill in that void? Now, I give them a lot of credit in the offseason. They bring in Shelvin Mack. They find a way to sign Kyle Anderson, which is big-time land for them in free agency. And look what they've done in the draft over the past 2 years. Last year in 2017, they get Dylan Brooks and Ivan Rabb, giving them depth at those positions. Now they get a guy like Javon Carter in the second round who can apply pressure at the point guard spot. And when you land Jaren Jackson, you're on your way.
Here coming left.
Easy path to the rim.
Well, he finished strong because he was able to initiate the contact. When you initiate the contact first, you bounce off the defender, which balances you at the rim.
Here comes the screen. To Conley. 5 on the shot clock. Conley. From long range. Off the mark. No good. Screen coming. Picked up by Memphis. To Conley. From the outside, no good.
Watch cutter.
Down low, Plumlee. Shot from the lane won't go. Across the timeline, it's Conley. Now down 6. Deep left corner. Lets it fly from long range. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
Great shot by the offense, but the defense, you can't afford to collapse off that penetration. I'd rather a team take a tough 2 than a wide open 3.
We have both squads set to make some moves right now.
Number 33, Gasol. Stepping in for the Nuggets, number 8. Hey, check up. Let's go.
Oh, he's denied.
Oh, big man doing work right there.
Looking to push. Gasol, no good. Let the debate begin, Jay. Michael Porter Jr., steal of the draft for Denver.
Well, after all the tests he went through, if Michael Porter Jr. is healthy, then yes, he is the ultimate steal of the NBA draft. Going number 14 was an absolute shock to a lot of us analysts and people around the country. Last year, we were talking about this kid easily, Ed, easily, by a wide margin, going with the first pick in the draft. This is a gem for the Denver Nuggets.
To Gasol. Knocked loose. And that one out of bounds off a Nugget. Grizzlies retain the possession. Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor.
Substitutions, Memphis.
Anderson. Conley. Not that time.
I just love where this takes you into the psychological battle as a player offensively. Was that a great contest, or did you just miss the shot? But now you have me thinking about that the entire next possession.
Conley into the front court. Counting down toward a minute to go in this first half. And he dunks it down for 2.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
Denver ball right now. Gasol up to block the shot.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Mike Conley, 4 out of 7.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Murray into the front court. It's a 1-point game as we approach halftime. To Jokic. Scores from the post.
Old school equals high percentage.
Conley into the front court. He'll run the offense. Fires the 3. Good contest on the three. Conley misses. Murray with the basketball. Up by 3. Right time, right player.
Can't teach height.
Good. A 3 at the buzzer. Everything going right so far as they've extended the lead. That's it for the first half. The Nuggets with the lead.
Thanks, Ed. The Nuggets entered halftime with a solid lead. Clearly, the number of three-pointers these guys scored in the first half was incredible. And if they can keep that up, it's going to be tough to keep that team down. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Denver Nuggets. The Grizzlies would rather be on the opposite end of the scoreboard. They don't have a single player that can claim double figures in scoring. These are the guys getting buckets for the Memphis Grizzlies.
Game track. 3-point shooting. Player of the half.
Murray really showed off his court vision in the first half. When he's able to get the ball moving like that, his team can be tough to stop. From the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
And with that, I'm sending it back to Ed and Jay to bring you the rest of the game.
Jay, the Nuggets bring a lot back. They go out and sign a guy like Isaiah Thomas. There's a lot to work with on this roster.
Yeah, and they also got Will Barton, which was huge for them this offseason. Out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. Nice work inside by Kyle Anderson.
Ed, I have a rule. If you're 6'9" or taller, I don't want to see you jelly it. I don't want to see any kind of weird spin or English on the ball. Just dunk it. Keep it simple, please.
Not that time.
And Ed, that's what you see this defense doing. They're capitalizing on the momentum gain from getting a multitude of stops defensively.
Here comes the screen. Conley to Gasol. Marc Gasol. He's now 4 for 6.
I'm laughing because when you look at Marc Gasol, he's not the fastest big guy in the game. He's not the smoothest, nor is he the best shooter. But you know what he is? He's prepared and he's experienced. That's why he can get you 17 to 18 to 19 points per night or more, and you get a tough low post presence.
It's blocked by Gasol.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
Nothing going here on that drive. Conley.
Screen coming left, screen coming. Cutter, get a tag.
Short jumper off the mark. Murray into the front court. 2-point advantage to Jokic. Nikola Jokic. He's 3 for 7.
And I hear people talk about some of the great second-round picks in recent years. You hear names like Draymond Green, Isaiah Thomas, Malcolm Brogdon, and Jokic has to be right there. The 40th overall pick is putting in work like this. That's impressive.
Murray with it. Lead is 2. Nothing going here on that drive. Doesn't get the bounce.
And this guy's going to come out of this game with bruises all over his body like a major heavyweight fight. He took some hard fouls in the first half. That's really deterred him from being aggressive.
To Conley. Gasol with a look that won't go. Murray into the front court. Leads a bucket. Oh, you could sense that coming.
There is a premium market for players with that type of hand-eye coordination.
Grizzlies at the controls right now. Conley to Gasol. Short jumper misses. Young. Shot clock, it's coming down to 4. Now down to 3. Jamal Murray. That's off the side of the rim, no good.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Now a whistle and a timeout for Denver as they'll discuss matters in what's now a 3-point game.
Well, first off, energy and persistence conquer all things. But look at the way they're setting screens. Look at the way they're communicating to each other. They're actually hitting people on those screens, and they're coming off those screens with their hands in a target area, ready to shoot the basketball. When you play the game with that kind of precision and that kind of energy, you see why they're in the lead.
Jay, 46 wins, not good enough for Denver. Now the Nuggets trying to turn away the sting of losing that play-in game to Minnesota.
Actually, one could make the case that they could have been a playoff team if Paul Millsap didn't miss a huge chunk of the season. But I will say this about the Nuggets. They have the most underrated backcourt in the NBA when you think about Gary Harris and Jamal Murray. Both guards that can do it off the dribble and are both great leaders.
New blood coming in for both sides.
Substitutions, Denver.
To Nick Young. Going to launch beyond the arc. Knocks it down.
You live by the 3, you die by the 3. And guess what? They're living large right now.
Screen coming right. Screen coming.
To Gasol. Parsons' shot won't go down. To Nick Young. Jokic to Nick Young. Shot clock winding down.
I got your backside. Watch the back door.
Shot up.
A shot by Young, no good.
Let's be realistic. He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots. But the more effort you can give, you want to try to tire him out. Take his legs away. Make him work to catch the ball. That's how you win a defensive battle.
Just inside the arc, at the buzzer. That ends the third quarter. The Nuggets in front. Grizzlies get the first crack at it as we begin the fourth quarter. They trail to this point, but you'd have to say this one's up for grabs.
And the new style we play with in this league, all it takes is 3 quick threes, and you're right back in the ballgame.
Here comes the screen. Dylan Brooks. 5 on the shot clock for Memphis. From the painted area, won't go down. Murray to the basket, but it won't go.
That's superb defense. That's a defense getting there from the weak side early and making the player short arm a shot.
Here comes the screen. Nothing going here on that drive. Trying to cash in. The shot by Parsons, no good. Murray with the basketball, up by 6. Here comes the screen. Has a chance. How you practice leads to that. Nice pump fake.
Man, why do I feel like Canadians are really taking over the NBA? Kitchener's finest, Jamal Murray, is really coming into his own as a player. There was so much confusion his first year. Am I a 1? Am I a 2? And now I see a kid who is just Jamal Murray. He doesn't care what position he is. But when the ball is in his hands, there's no doubt about it. He is built for the big-time moments. And he's a scorer, an elite scorer that can make everybody else around him better.
Denver's got it. Drive by Murray, but he can't finish.
It's easy for the offense to get agitated when you keep turning around and the defense is right there in your face. The jawing is only going to escalate.
Has a look. Add 2 points to the board.
There you go. I like seeing scoring coming from unlikely sources.
Now whistle. Timeout for Denver. That's their first of the final 3 minutes. That leaves them with 1 remaining.
And this is where I get a chance to see if coaches can change it up. Maybe let one of your players lead the timeout so your team can hear a different voice to keep everybody engaged. Maybe like the Warriors did with Andre Iguodala.
Some lineup changes now for both clubs. Murray into the front court. Up 6. To Jokic. Fires the 3. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
Defense, do the math. You force them to take tough twos, you'll probably have a better chance to win this game if you can slow down the pace.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
Ed, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
Free throw up and good as he finishes off the 3-point play. The lead is down to 6. Murray with it. Looking to make something happen. Screen coming.
Screen coming your way. Screen coming your way.
To Jaren Jackson. Shot from the lane won't go. Down low, Jokic. Oh, Nikola Jokic. Have to love the timing. 4 of 8 from the field. Big shot there. It's Grizzlies ball. To Jaren Jackson. Takes stock of the floor. trying to make his move. Grizzlies with 4 to shoot. To Gasol. And he hits. Now the Nuggets signaling for timeout, and that'll be their second and final one.
As a player, this doesn't always happen, but it's a beautiful thing when everybody is allowed to be on the same page. Scouting report is being executed, you're being efficient with your jump shooting, your passes are crisp, you're listening to the coach on the sideline, and everything is working your way. You have to really appreciate these type of moments in the game of basketball.
Changes coming from both sides right now. Leaving no doubt. Slams it down.
Oh, man, did you see that swiftness? He dunked that thing like a tennis ball.
It looked like that in his hand. To Jaren Jackson.
Watch the cut. I got the cut. Watch the cut. Watch the cut.
1 minute remaining in the fourth quarter.
Deep left corner. Here comes the screen. 5 on the shot clock for Memphis. Here's a chance from long range. Nuggets have the possession. Jokic. Sizing up the defense. Denver with 4 to shoot. Goes to the left side. For 3. Had made his first couple, but he misses there.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Won't go. It's the Nuggets who come away victorious as they take care of business at home. That does it. For my partner, Jay Williams, and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. As we say, so long, everyone.
The Nuggets got the win with a comfortable scoring margin. And of course, I've got to mention how many times they scored from beyond the arc. They were so confident with the 3 ball, and it was instrumental to their success. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Denver Nuggets. The Grizzlies couldn't put it together to get the victory here today. And even though some of them smiled and shook hands with the other guys after the game, you could tell by the way they headed to the tunnels how disappointed they were about this loss. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Memphis Grizzlies.
Game track. 3-point shooting.
The Denver Nuggets were definitely the better team with regard to long-range shooting, and it turned out to be quite the advantage. Their 3-pointers were unstoppable.
Player of the game.
Murray played the role of facilitator today, and no one is more happy than his teammates.
Who was cold?
This isn't the segment you want to be in, of course, but even the best players find their way into this part of the show. We handpicked them for you. Here are the top plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
On behalf of Ed Coyne and Jay Williams, this is Jalen Rose signing off.